All right, Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Shabbat Shalom. All right, so I want to talk about a topic, very important topic, territory topic, because we have a lot of Hispanics and stuff that come over into the North of Americas, and they feel some kind of way about natives and black people and all kinds of people, and they feel like they run the whole fucking shit. Like, don't nobody belong here and shit like that. So they the only people that belong here. Like, oh, we speak Spanish, we belong here. Bitch, you speak a language that come from Spain. The fuck? So that's like, it's not even your, if it is your native language, like it's a Spaniard language. No, the fuck? Spain ain't even from over here. So how you even start speaking that? But shows you not from here either, speaking Spanish and shit. So us, like, how we get here. So it's that clash of how we get here, how you get here, and everybody want to fight over territory and shit like that. It got like that, but it wasn't always like that. All right. It used to be unity because it started off as a unified situation, but when war came to us, everybody started choosing sides, doing whatever they got to do to survive, betrayal and shit like that. I'm sorry, man, I got to eat. Excuse me, sorry, I got to eat. I don't want nothing to happen to me and my people type shit. Betrayal and shit like that started happening. Family members betraying family members and shit like that just to survive. People wasn't sticking together. And then people used to be brown. Now they all pale face and shit. So you see a lot of pale face looking Hispanics, indigenous people and shit because of the wars, the Roman regime wars and the Spaniard wars and shit like that. And then taking the women and then, breeding them, force breeding them. And so now you come out pale looking and shit. Like, then they worship the color. They worship pale face looking people and shit with no melanin. The more melanin you have, the lesser you are on the, you know what I'm saying? Like, people act like that's a curse or some shit. No, it's actually a curse that y'all look like that. You know what I'm saying? People snatching up your women, your brown women, and now you looking pale and shit. So it's called rape, theft. You know what I'm saying? So it happened from thievery, not by natural means of marriage and shit like that. So please keep it straight. If you don't know, then now it's time to know. All right, so you can find that portion here in Second Esdras. Some say Ezra. Okay, Esdras and Ezra interchangeable. So you can find Esdras in the book of Ezra, or the same. It's the same person. Okay, as Ezra, Nehemiah, Nehemiah, Ezra. So they're saying it's the same person. All right. So we in Second Ezra, chapter 13, and we're not gonna go all through it exhaustive, but we're gonna jump to get to the points and stuff like that. So I want to bring out some points. Uh, so verse 1, it said, "And it came to pass after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night, and lo, there arose a wind from the sea, that it moved all the waves of it. And I behold, and lo, and look, that a man, or that man waxed strong." So there was a man he saw, and look, a man that waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him. And whosoever the voice and wheresoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burnt that heard his voice, like as the earth falls when it feels the fire. All right, so just to stop right there. So he's having a dream, right? And he's telling his dream. Have you seen his dream? Was you there when he saw it? No. But when you read the Bible, this person first off come off verse 1. I dreamed a dream. So when people talk about their dreams or write their dreams down, if it's for you to interpret or get the interpretation of it, then you'll get it. If not, you're just reading somebody's dream. So if you're watching the video where I'm talking about my dreams, if you wasn't there, you're not gonna know. You just reading and watching. It's not for you to be like, oh, it's not for you to be trying to speculate or be like philosophizing or trying to complain about me talking about my dreams, feeling some kind of way. It's not a new thing. Prophets always talk about their dreams because the Most High give them dreams and visions. All right, so he goes on and on and on. So he's in verse 8, "And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were so afraid, and yet still would fight." So what's going on? Who's this person that he's seeing, that every time he speak, fire come out his mouth, and all the world came together, to fight him, and even though they were scared of shit, they still fighting him and shit. "And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war, but only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests. and they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight, and burned them up everyone, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. So all the whole world. So it gives an interpretation. So after verse 12, and afterward I saw the same man come down from the mountain, and called to him another peaceable multitude. And there came much people to him, whereof some were glad, some were sorry, and some of them were bound, and others of them, some brought of them that were offered. Then was I sick through great fear, and I awakened and said. So he saw all of this. There's a war going on, which is the valley of Yehoshaphat, which's going on here. The Savior who they crucified comes back, and that's what really was going on, because they give an interpretation. All right, but at the first he didn't know the interpretation, okay, because the Savior was not yet, he was just about to come. All right, I believe so. If I got it twisted, forgive me. I'll correct myself later. But I think the Savior was just about to come on the scene, and he's seeing a vision and stuff like that about this great giant man fighting all these people, and the whole world came together to fight him. So you hear about this dream, and now here he is saying, after he woke up, verse 15, show me now yet the interpretation of this dream. I go to verse 14. Sorry, verse 14. You have showed your servant these wonders from the beginning, and have counted me worthy that you should receive my prayer. Verse 15. Show me now yet the interpretation of this dream. For as I conceive in my understanding, woe to them that shall be left in those days, and much more woe to them that are not left behind. For they that were not left were in heaviness. Now understand the things that are laid up in the latter days, which shall happen to them and to those that are left behind. So he's, therefore are they coming to great perils and many necessities, like as these dreams declare. All right. So he's going on and on. So verse 21 says, the interpretation of the vision shall I show you, and I will open to you the thing that you have required. So who's the person he's talking to? That's Uncle Uriel, or the Archangel Uriel. You got Gabriel, Michael, Raphael. This is Uriel. He's the trance master. He handles everything that deals with vision and eyesight, dreams, visions, physical, sight, metaphysical, all things that deal with the eye. He handles it. Dreams and stuff, he handled that. So he give you dreams and stuff. So he's talking to Uncle Uriel, and he's like, blah blah blah. And so he's like, okay, the interpretation of the vision shall I show you, and I will open to you the thing that you have required. All right. So now he's saying, I'm going to give you an interpretation. All right. Now let's jump down. Verse 25 says, and this is the meaning of the vision, whereas you saw a man coming up from the midst of the sea. And so he's going on and on. The same is he whom Elohim, the highest, the most high, have kept the great season, which by his own self shall deliver his creature, and he shall order them that are left behind. And whereas you saw that out of his mouth came as a blast of wind and fire and storm, and that he held neither sword nor instrument of war, but that the rushing in of him destroyed the whole multitude that came to subdue him. This is the interpretation. Behold, the days come when the Most High will begin to deliver them that are upon the earth. All right. So it's letting you know, behold, the days come when the Most High, okay, so it does say in the scriptures, the Most High Father, to be specific, the Most High Father, Grandpa. Okay, behold, the days come when Grandpa will begin to deliver them that are upon the earth. And he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth. Because it's crazy. Pregnant man? What the fuck? Pregnant man emoji? What the fuck is that? So he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth. And one shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another, one place against another, one people against another, and one realm against another. Everybody just fighting each other. No matter if it's a vision, dream, realm. I'm in your realm and all that. You in the cat realm, you in the dog realm, you in the horse realm, just fighting in different realms and everything, trying to take shit over. On some gore zombie shit. Verse 32. And the time shall be when these things shall come to pass, and the sign shall happen which I showed you before. And then shall my son be declared, whom you saw as a man ascending. All right, so that was the Savior. He ascended, died, rose again. Da, da, da. They can't. The whole world came to fight against him. 33. And when all the people hear his voice, every man shall in their own land leave the battle they have one against another. So every time they hear holy words of the Most High, the whole world, the UN, the whole entire world gets offended because they want to live their own way, and then they want to come and fight against him because he has power to destroy all the nations, and they don't want that, right? They want to do them, but they already fighting each other. So stupid. You're fighting each other already. But this guy got more power than all the fucking nations and all the belief systems in the fucking planet. Now y'all coming together on some Power Ranger shit to fight this one person. I saw an Instagram post where they had said if all the religions of the world were Power Rangers. So they had Buddhism, this, that, and the third, Satanism, all kind of shit, but they were suited up like Power Rangers and shit. But who you fighting and shit? So, verse 34. And an innumerable multitude, and an innumerable multitude shall be gathered together as you saw them willing to come and to overcome him by fighting. So they were willing, like, yeah, I'm definitely, yeah, who the fuck is him? The Most High, the fuck out of here, man. And people feel like that. Man, fuck out of here, man like me. A person like, man, I'm just not, I'm like, I got power, I got magic and shit. You know, you relying on your demon god so fucking hard that you like, man, fuck out of here. You know, there's a lot of us and just one, you know, that's how you feel. It's a lot of us, an innumerable multitude. Okay? But he shall stand upon the top of Mount Zion, and Zion shall come and shall be showed to all men, being prepared and builded like as you saw the hill graven without hands. And this my son shall rebuke the wicked inventions of those nations, which for their wicked life are fallen into the tempest. All right? A lot of inventions people got today. And shall be inventions also are just evil thoughts too. You're thinking of a lot of evil shit to do. All right. And shall lay before them their evil thoughts and the torments wherewith they shall begin to be tormented, which are like to a flame. And he shall destroy them without labor by the law, by the Torah, which is like to me. So Uncle Uriel is telling them the Torah is like to me. I'm like a living piece of the Torah. But he will destroy them without labor by the Torah. Just by speaking Torah, by speaking the holy word of the Most High that comes forth, it will destroy them because they're not living it. He's just trying to tell them what's right to do. But because they don't want to live right, the fire is consuming them. And it manifests that way. Physically, it manifests as you dying. But if you metaphysically don't accept, you know, then you burn too. But if you metaphysically accept it, you don't get burnt. So that's what's going on here. He's just teaching the Torah, and they just getting fucked up by him saying what's right to do. The instructions of planet Earth. This is what everybody must do on Earth. Y'all just decided to do your own thing, and made nations out of it, and made religions and out of it, and culture out of it by doing what you wanted to do. You know, taking bits and pieces of original knowledge and wisdom and copywrote that shit and made your own shit. Ancient people made their own shit. Now it got passed down throughout the times, and y'all worship y'all shit real hard. But when the truth actually came, the person who made the whole existence, the Most High Father, this is my son. He got the Torah. This is what I really want y'all to do. Man, fuck out of here. We gonna do us. And so he's like, okay. So he's still gonna tell them, y'all shit stupid. Why you worshiping the fucking cow? That shit is dumb as shit. And then they get fucked up by the words, but it will manifest as fire. But metaphysically, you know, same difference. You know, you just don't want to listen. All right, verse 39. And whereas you saw that he gathered another peaceable multitude to him, so you got a multitude of people that's so many like water, they want to fight him. He's just burning them up, you know. But there's another multitude that's just like peaceable. Okay. Now, before I go in, how big is this people? It's the people were so big, the people were so many that it looked like the people was the mountains. You know, it was just a lot of people that covered the whole land and shit. So it was like innumerable. You couldn't count them. The whole world wanted to come to fight this one person. You know, because, you know, he's wrong and I'm right. You know, but it's like, it just obviously showed that all y'all was wrong. Because you fighting each other. Why are you fighting each other if all y'all right? You're not. You just want what you want. So that thing. And where you saw, like, it looked like so many people, a multitude where you couldn't count them, whenever he spoke, fire came forth and burnt them up. So it's like you saw when you went from saying too many people to saying nobody. Like, damn, they gonna fuck him up. It's so many. As soon as the fire came out of his mouth, damn, ain't nobody out here. So it was that thing where you think you're gonna win, instantly you just don't win. So verse 39. And whereas you saw that he gathered another peaceable multitude to him, these are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Oshea the king, when Salmanasseh the king of Assyria led away captive, and he carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land. All right, so this is still during the time of Nehemiah, Ezra. This is during that time, because or just before that time, or just after that time. So it's just during that time, because you talking about the Assyrian captivities didn't happen near the end. Near the end. Hold on, what was the last? I think Nehemiah. No, not Nehemiah. What's his name? Belshazzar and what's his name? Keep forgetting the name. Nebuchadnezzar. Sorry, yeah, Nebuchadnezzar and Belshazzar. This was Babylonian captivity. This is near the end. So there was no Assyrian captivities. That was way before. During the time of Esther or Hadassah. That's why we have Purim and stuff like that. But after Hadassah, and all that, with King Cyrus and all of those Assyrian captivities were back to back like that, and we were being captive there. Then you had the one of Nineveh, and this, that, and the third. So it was many different captivities we were in, but the end that we read about mostly is, keep saying his name, Belshazzar and Nebuchadnezzar. And they were the last ones for a while. Then we ended up having a nation. It was all fucked up. So this was way before Babylon. All right. So sorry if y'all twisted up. You don't understand. But there's like order to this thing. So this is a long, long time ago is what I'm saying. It's just a long, long time ago. Sorry if I twisted you up. It's a long, long time ago. All right. And then after the Babylonian captivity, then some more time the Savior came on the scene after that. So this is Ezra from a long time ago. So verse 41. But they took this counsel among themselves, that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt. So we see a point here. Sorry. So we see a point here. Verse 40. Those are the 10 tribes. So he's giving a dream that's telling them the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land, which was Israel. Okay, in the time of Oshea, the king the king whom Salmanasseh, the king of Assyria, led away captive. And he carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land. But they took this counsel among themselves, that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt. Where never mankind dwelt. Meaning after the flood, there was nobody living there. So you could say never mankind lived there. Because once you refreshed everything, nobody lived there. The flood waters came, bam, here it is. All right, where never mankind dwelt. Verse 42. That they might there keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land. All right, so they're trying to get back to Israel. And they're like, we're going to go somewhere farther away. The reason they didn't go into Israel was because the Roman, throughout time, the Roman regime and stuff, it was many different times they were leaving and stuff like that. So different tribes went different ways and things like that. But this is the story of America, as they call it today. So we're going to go where never man dwelt. In the surrounding areas, people are all around there. They traverse the seas all the time. You over here, you over there. Some went towards India. Some went towards, stuff like that. So you went to places where people already live in. There's already a connected landmass. All right. And they entered into Euphrates by the narrow places of the river. All right. And I have a video of that, and I'm going to cut this and show that video right here. So this is California, LA. This is where I am now in the LA area down here. All right, but the Euphrates, let me zoom out, would be way over here. between Kuwait and Iran. The Persian Gulf, it leads to the Persian Gulf. So it's up here in Iraq area, in the Iraq area. But I don't have Wi-Fi on, so it's not showing up. It's not zooming in. I'm just using a map. So it's here. So they were led off into captivity in Assyria, which is also known as Syria. But they took the Euphrates River, came down, Iraq area, Kuwait area, into the Persian Gulf, the Gulf of Oman, and some went to India, and that's how some of us that are native Indians, blah blah blah, ended up coming later. But some went to India, but we ended up going this way. Some went this way, and some of us went this way to a further land. It took a whole year to get to, that no man has have inhabited yet. So they went down the coast of Africa. These places they know already, because this is Israel right here. The attempt is to get to Israel, but because Israel was inhabited by Rome, they was like, no, we can't go home, so we'll keep going further. So they went to the Somalia, they went along the coast, Madagascar area. They went all along, dropping people off as they went. But some went further. They were like, you know what, we're gonna go further than this, where nobody that we know, what I'm saying, is at, or the Most High led them. So they went further. So the Most High had to still the water so that they could cross over. And they landed here from the tip at the bottom of a new land that no one inhabited, because it's way across the water. You didn't really have tech to go that far because the ocean is too vast, and So at that time, nobody was here. And they went up. And of course, people was here before the flood, but after the flood, no one was here. So it was not inhabited after the flood of, the deluge of the Noah, or whatever the case. So everybody stayed huddled up in the African area, whatever the case. So you go up, and then they dropped people off as they went, and they kept going up all the way up to the Canadian area, or whatever the case. All right. And this is the area. So there was like borders off. The people of the South were a certain tribe of people, like Ephraim and them. And then some here, but then time passed, and then he made borders and this, and wars happened. So it had to be where they had to section it off. So you had South and North, and today it's called South Americas and North Americas, but a lot of history has happened. So it's completely different and changed now. It wasn't even called, America or nothing like that, or Americas, All of these places are Spanish names and stuff like that, because of the Spaniards came and changed the language and stuff. So now they speak in Spanish. We came from way over here, where nobody's speaking Spanish over here in Iraq, Iran. When you go into the Euphrates, nobody's speaking Spanish over here. So it was the Roman regime. The Spaniards came and all that. The Romans came. America Vespucci and them. A lot of wars happened. People had to survive. Now people looking white and pale skin now. No melanin. You ain't nobody brown. Now you worshiping that white skin and shit. But people used to be brown. Now here it is. Y'all here. Change the shit from, what it was called to United States. Canada. All of this shit changed. That's why they were brave to take it from Gulf. Yeah. Oh, see the Gulf of Mexico here. I don't got my Wi-Fi on. Maybe they changed it back. But it's Gulf of Mexico. But they made it Gulf of America. So and they changed it back to Gulf of Mexico. But a lot of stuff changed because, shit happened. A lot of years. You talking about like during the time of the Savior, up the Roman regime 2,000 years ago. A lot of time happened. So just to give you that little snip, let you know how that happened, how we got over here. It's in the Bible. That's how Christopher Columbus, as they call him, Christopher Columbus found out where we were, or whatever the case. Christopher Columbus knew we were here when they were in the UK. Okay, here, Christopher Columbus read the Apocrypha, or the 1611 King James Version had the Apocrypha in it, and they read that. But it was before the 1611. They had just had sacred texts. And he found out that there was a tribe of people 2,000 years ago during the Assyrian captivity came over here. So he came over here and fought hard and ended up landing over here to, they called it Plymouth Rock or some shit like that over here. And then saw that there was people inhabiting this area already, and he knew that these were the other tribes of Israel, and they wanted to enslave them. So that's how the transatlantic slave trade happened. And so it went from the native. A lot of the natives got dragged over here, all up in here and shit, like Italy, Greece, France, Turkey. They got dragged up in here, all up in here and shit, like France and all that and shit. Like you see Vanessa, who played on 3% on Netflix. Yeah, dragged all over here and shit. And then those that were from over here got dragged over here, and it was forced labor to build this place called America, which was once Arsareth. All right, this whole thing was Arsareth, but we had split tribes up. So Ephraim was down here. We all mixed together, but we started, going by the tribes. So a certain tribe goes here, then here, and as we were going dropping off tribes, the tribe of Gadi ended up having the north. And then you just multiply and have children, and then you spread out. That's all. So that's that. All right, so after seeing that, you see how, and they entered the Euphrates by the narrow places of the river. All right. For the Most High then showed signs for them and held still the flood till they were passed over. That's where I was showing you, where they passed over or whatever, and he kept the flood water still. He didn't allow the ocean to, be agitated and wave up. Normally, I don't want to get into this metaphysical side of that, but the fish have something to do with that. Anyway, 45. For through that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half. And the same region is called Arsareth. All right, so this region is called Arsareth, from Canada all the way down to South America to the tip is the region called Arsareth. All right, that's the region. All right, but the way it happened, like I said, they were coming from the south all the way up to the north, dropping off different tribes of people and stuff like that. It was a lot of people. Okay. Then dwelt they there until the latter time, and now when they shall begin to come, the highest shall stay the springs of the stream again, that they may go through. Therefore saw you the multitude with peace. So meaning the time will come where we will go back home. So we're here and then we will go back home, but we were leaving the captivity, and now here we are. So when the captivity of America is over, then we go home, because it has to come out like, who are these people that's over here? You know what I'm saying? We were leaving so we can worship the Most High. But the people that were in our land, the Roman regime people, came over here, Christopher Columbus and them, and trying to fuck us up. And then the time will come where we will leave again. So the way that we left from over there to come over here, leaving captivity, is the same way we're leaving captivity to go over there. Okay, we will leave. But those that be left behind of your people are they that are found within my borders. All right, so I wanted to stop there, but I'm gonna keep going. Verse 49. Now when he destroys the multitude of the nations that are gathered together, he shall defend his people that remain, and then shall he show them great wonders. Then said I, O Lord, that bears rule, show me this, wherefore have I seen the man coming up from the midst of the sea. And so he goes on, and he said to me, like as you can neither see out nor know the things that are in the deep of the sea, even so can no man upon earth see my son or those that be with him but in the daytime. This is the interpretation of the dream which you saw, and whereby you only are here lightened. So he's the only person seeing this. You're the only person seeing this. This is an interpretation of it, and he wrote it down in the book so people can get the dream and get the interpretation. Verse 54, for you have forsaken your own way and applied your diligence to my law and sought it. So what is your own way? You've forsaken your own culture, your own way of living, and applied your diligence to my Torah and sought it. Your life have you ordered in wisdom. and have called understanding your mother. And therefore have I showed you the treasures of the highest. After other 3 days I will speak other things to you, and declare to you mighty and wondrous things. Then went I forth into the field, giving praise and thanks greatly to the Most High Father, or to Grandpa, because of his wonders which he did in time, and because he governs the same, and such things as fall in their seasons, and there I set 3 days. So he's in the wilderness, sitting there, doing nothing. 3 days waiting for another vision to come, fasting and stuff. Then 3 days later, Uncle Uriel comes and show him more stuff. The more he's sitting wait, the more the Most High come and show him stuff. I don't want you to work. I don't want you to do shit. Just sit here. I gotta show you some shit about to happen and shit. People want you to work your ass off. It's so fucking much that I gotta tell people shit. People need to know what the fuck about to happen to them and shit. They want you to be work. Why you don't work? Why the fuck you don't know what's about to happen to you? What you mean? You so busy trying to hone your fucking trade skills and worried about other fucking doing dumb shit that you don't know that the Most High's trying to speak to someone to tell them different warnings that's about to happen. So he's like, you wait here 3 more days. He's like, all right, I'm gonna go to work now. Nah, chill. Don't go to work. Wait here. I need you to wait 3 more days because I'm about to show you something else that's critical to the existence of mankind and shit. So he just showed them the destruction of mankind and how the Savior was going to come and save his people and what happened. And also we wouldn't even have known how they even got here. How we even got here in America. Before they even traveled over here, he told them how it was going to happen. Okay? So again, 42, that they might there keep their statutes, which they never kept in their land. So they wanted to leave. All right, let me back up some more. Let me get this one again, and I'm going to end with this. So this is a question really from, I had a metaphysical with Norfie, and she had on some red clothes. And I'm like, Norfie. And she's like, not Karen. So I'm like, all right, she had a question. Her question is, how did we get here? Who really belong here? Type thing. So I'm like, okay, so here it is. Again, verse 40. These are the 10 tribes. There's 12 tribes of Israel, but these are the 10. All right. Which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king, whom Salmanasseh, the king of Assyria, led away captive. I might do a cut screen and install that in here. All right, so real quick, how do I know that God was in the tribe of God was in Assyria, in that area, and how I know that specifically that was the tribe? All right, so when you go into the history of Kings, Second Kings, or whatever the case, but First Chronicles also talk about it. I'll give you the specific, chapter 5, verse 26, and it said, "And the Elohim of Israel, or the God of Israel, stirred up the spirit of Pul, king of Assyria, and the spirit of Tilgath-Pileser, king of Assyria, 2 kings of 2 areas of Assyria, and he carried them away, even the Reubenites and the Gadites, or the Reubenim and the Gadim, and the half tribe of Manasseh, and brought them to Hala and Habar and Hara, and to the river Gozan to this day." So that's a history here that's given to you to help you understand that they were dragged into Assyria early, okay? And then it goes on to talk about the other tribes which does not include Reuben in them. So the Reuben and God, they ended up in captivity, and the other tribes ended up spreading out in Israel. So some of the tribes were in captivity, some of them were in their own land. So to go back, so in First Chronicles 5 it talks about it, here 26. But then when you go down, it talks about it in more specifically in 30. All right, so here it is. We're going to jump into 6, and it says this. "So the post went with the letters from the king and his princes throughout all Israel and Yehudah, and according to the commandment of the king, saying, you children of Israel, turn again to Yah Elohim of Abraham, Yitzchak, and Israel," which is Jacob. Jacob's name was changed to Israel. So it said, "Return again to Yahweh Elohim of Abraham, Yitzchak, and Israel," which is Jacob, "and he will return to the remnant of you, that are escaped out of the land or out of the hand of the kings of Assyria. So this is a command that's given to them, that if you don't return, like you must return, okay, according to the commandment. So this was what the king would say, something that I'll be telling people all the time. So the post went with the letters from the king and his princes throughout all Israel and Yehuda, because they've got split. And according to the commandment of the king, saying, you children of Israel, turn again to Yahweh Elohim of Abraham. Turn back, and he will return to the remnant of you that are escaped out of the hand of the king of Assyria. So if you don't come back to the Most High, he's not going to come to you to help you escape. He's not going to help you. That's what people need to know. You can't just do what you want and then want freedom. All right, verse 7. And be not you like your fathers, and like your brethren, which trespass against Yah Elohim of their fathers, who therefore gave them up to desolation, as you see. Now be you not stiff-necked. Don't be stubborn, stiffen your neck, as your fathers were, but yield yourselves to Yahweh, and enter into his sanctuary, which he has sanctified forever, and serve Yahweh your Elohim, or Elohim, that the fierceness of his wrath may turn away from you. So what is that saying? When you see things in the Torah say, you thou shalt not this, thou shalt not that, or you're allowed to do this, you can't eat chicken, and this and that, your stomach start bubbling up and you get mad. So that's being stiff-necked. You know what I'm saying? And he's saying, don't be stiff-necked, humble to the Most High Father's desire, and do what he desire. You know what I'm saying? So he can turn his wrath away from you. Verse 9, for if you turn again to Yahweh, your brethren and your children will find compassion before them that lead them captive. Okay, so the people that led them captive, they will have compassion on them, because you're now living right, instead of just twerking and shaking and ass shaking in music videos and shit, thongs everywhere, just a bunch of bullshit. Y'all looking a mess, skinny jeans, everybody just looking a fucking mess. For if you turn again to Yahweh, your brethren and your children shall find compassion before them that led them captive, so that they shall come again into his land. For Yahweh Elohim is gracious and merciful, and will not turn away his face from you if you return to him. Come back to the Most High. If you come back to the commandments, come back into vow with him, rededicate yourself permanently, then he will deliver you. Not no Christian shit. Verse 10. So the post passed from city to city throughout the country of Ephraim and Manasseh, even to Zebulun, but they laughed them to scorn and mocked them. Nevertheless, the verse of Asher and Manasseh and of Zebulun humbled themselves and came to Jerusalem. So some laughed them to scorn, like, man, fuck out of here. Nobody doing what you talking about, boy, got it. Cracking slick. But then those of them who didn't crack slick humbled down, was like, man, they cracked themselves. It was like, nah, fuck that, I'm going home, shorty, you right. Verse 11, nevertheless, the verse of Asher, verse 12. Also in Yehuda, the hand of Elohim was to give them one heart to do the commandment of the king and of the princes by the word of Yahweh. And so they kept the feast of unleavened bread. And so, verse 13, and there assembled at Jerusalem much people to keep the feast of unleavened bread, matzah. Okay. In the second month, a very great congregation. And they arose and took away the altars that were in Jerusalem. And all the altars for incense took they away and cast them. So that all of the wrong shit, they took it away. Then they killed the Passover on the 14th day of the second month. So the reason why it's the second month is because if you miss the first month, you can do the second month. That's why. So if you miss the first, do the second. So those that missed the first month came in until they killed the Passover on the 14th day of the second month, when normally it's the first month, Abib. Okay? And the priests, or the Kohanim of the Levites, were ashamed and sanctified themselves and brought in the burnt offerings into the house of Yahweh. So they were broken up, realizing, yo, this is my culture, this is my this. They wanted the others wanted to stay in Assyria. Man, I'm chilling in Assyria. Boy, I got this, I'm famous, this money. Whatever the fuck they feeling, they want to stay. Don't want to come back to their culture. Those who humbled down, like, damn, I feel fucked up. They're like, this is my shit, my culture, my land, the fuck am I doing? So, and if you wonder why we not getting freedom now, you know why. The Most High always continued throughout every slavery, every captivity, come back to me and keep my Torah, keep my instructions, and I will deliver you. I will save you, which you see every time. It's always a bunch of hard-headed ass people that want to do them and shit, convincing other people like, man, fuck that, do you. Da da da. Don't come back to God, man. Make this money. Verse 16. And they stood in that place after that manner, according to the Torah of Masha, the man of Elohim. The Kohanim sprinkled the blood which they received of the hand of the Levite. So it's going in through the rituals and stuff like that. But I'm gonna get to more. 32. Should I go into that one? I'm gonna just read it from here. It said, and these things and the establishment thereof, Sennacherib, king of Assyria, came and entered into Yehuda, because some of them came back. So he entered into Yehuda like, oh, what's going on? And encamped against the fenced cities and thought to win them for himself. So you mad? The fuck, these my slaves and shit. Man, I'm about to win these niggas. That's some gay ass shit. I'm about to go into your land, looked at a bunch of strong men and was like, I'm about to win these niggas. Why you trying to win a nigga? Like, I'm about to win you. My nigga about to win you. That's some gay ass shit. Imagine a man come up to you, right? Like, yo, you should come over where I'm at, yo. Like, work for me and shit. I got my own land. I'm good. I'm a king over here. Do me. Come on, yo. Like, nah, fuck out of this. You talking about? Well, then I'm gonna have to win your ass. Then you want to win me? Get your gay ass out of here. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that. So that's how I started. Get your gay ass out of here. You ain't gonna win me. I got a whole wife. You talking about win me? Fuck your wife. I'm gonna win you. So anyway, I'm gonna get to the point. Hold on. And all right, I'm gonna go on to 32. Jump from here. So all right. So again, it's going on. He's encouraging the people. Verse 7: Be strong and courageous. Be not afraid nor dismayed for the king of Assyria, nor for all the multitude that is with him. For there be more with us than with him. You know, when heaven is with them. Verse 8, with him is an arm of flesh, but with us is Yahweh Elohim, our God, to help us and to fight our battles. And the people rested themselves upon the words of Hezekiah, the king of Yehuda. All right, the king of Yehuda, which is the fourth son of Leah and Yaquab. Okay, so the kings only come out of Yehuda. So he's the king. We in America, you know, the tribe of Yehuda's here in America, but it ain't been a king for a long ass time to guide the people back to the Most High and encourage them that the Most High dealing with. He ain't had a main man in a minute. So he said they got an arm of flesh. They got numbers. They got flesh numbers, but we got the Most High. So that's a hard thing to do for people, to help to convince people to trust in someone they can't see. Trust in heaven. You know, when you see a bunch of physical people and they got weapons and guns and shit like that, it's hard. Verse 9, after this did Sennacherib, king of Assyria, send his servants to Jerusalem, but he himself laid besiege against Lachish and all his power with him, unto Hezekiah, king of Yehuda, and unto all Yehuda that were at Jerusalem, saying, Thus says Sennacherib, king of Assyria, whereon do you trust that you abide in the siege of Jerusalem? How where you getting all this trust from? Like, are you brave as shit? You see all these people out here, strong as shit, aggressive, growling and shit. You know what I'm saying? So verse 11, do not Hezekiah persuade persuade you to give over yourselves to die by famine and by thirst, saying, Yahweh Elohim shall deliver us out of the hand of the king of Assyria. So he's like, ain't he lying to you? Like, this invisible God or some shit you can't see? And where he at and shit? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I see the sun shining, but that's the sun. Like, where God at? Like, how you gonna convince you that God? So he's trying to make them believe that the Most High is not with Hezekiah. You know what I'm saying? And he's persuading you to, like, die by famine. I'm just gonna starve the shit out y'all and shit like that, and cut off your water supply and shit like that. What God gonna do to me? Ain't nobody gonna touch me. It's a lot of us. He forgetting he got a brain and shit. And the Most High operates everybody's brain pieces and fuck up your brain spaces, and now you just fucking yourself up. You just take your soul right out you. People be forgetting that. They be aggressive. So they forget heaven. Things connect. Verse 12. Have not the same Hezekiah taken away his high places and his altar, and commanded Yehuda and Jerusalem, saying, you shall worship before one altar and burn incense upon it. So he's saying, did he not say that you would go into captivity? So he's trying to say that, oh, the Most High is not with y'all like you thought before. So he's trying to try every avenue to convince them to not listen to their own king. Verse 13. Know you not what I and my fathers have done to all the people of other lands, where the gods of the nations of those lands in any ways are able to deliver their lands out of my hand. So he's basically just boasting. Like, dang, you seen what I did to the whole fucking world? All these other nations and shit. You got China, Japan, this, that. Hiroshima, Nagasaki, I fucked them up. I went to Iran and Iraq, dropped bombs in Iran, dropped the bombs on their ass. It's fucked them up. See what I did to Africa and shit? Got them niggas working for nothing. You see, I got this, I'm doing this, doing that. You boasting over how much you done fuck people up and shit, you know? And now this one guy come up rising. He's like, man, fuck that. Do what the Most High say. And people have not been brave in a long time. So it's like, why you got this guy trying to step up and be brave, talking about something? He the king of Yehuda, talking about something, to be with the Most High. The Most High got us. I'm like, what the fuck is you talking about? Ain't nobody Most High here in a long ass time, boy. Y'all done. So he's just trying to convince them not to listen to their own king. So he's trying to say, you don't know that what I did to these people around you, my nigga? I'm about to fuck you up. So he's just been, how everybody got a tough mouth, right? Everybody can crack slick. Verse 14, who was there among all the gods of those nations that my father utterly destroyed, that could deliver his people out of my hand? What your God should be, Verse 14 again. Who was there among all the gods of those nations that my fathers utterly destroyed, that could deliver his people out of my hand, that your God should be able to deliver you out of my hand? So he's saying that your God is like all the other gods. He's just another God. He's not the creator of all that exists. So he's boasting that he analyzed all the gods and religions of all the nations. Like America, they go into your country, read your religions and shit. Like, man, this Buddha shit is stupid. I can conquer these niggas. That shit fake. Then you go to another, this Shinto shit bullshit. It's just some more demon shit. This shit bullshit. All this bullshit. Next thing bullshit. But all this bullshit, I can just conquer these niggas. You know what I'm saying? And make them run for me and shit. Operate my shit. MAGA, make America great again off these niggas. Because their gods is just a bunch of fucking demons and shit. Demigods is bullshit. It's not real. It's not true. So he's saying ain't none of that gods delivered them from me. My nigga, he's like, what you think your God gonna do? Like he's the true one or some shit? And that's what the boast is. Yeah, my God is the true God. You ain't gonna do what you did to them to us, because our God is the one. Now it's time. It's showtime now. You know what I'm saying? Verse 15. Now therefore let not Hezekiah deceive you, nor persuade you on this matter, neither yet believe him, for no God of any nation or any kingdom was able to deliver his people out of my hand. You know what I'm saying? The fuck is you talking about? You know what I'm saying? We got a SWAT team, military, we got all the defense system, we got we got satellites in the sky and shit. We too fucking advanced technology and shit. Just come run up on you, shoot the shit out you. You ain't gotta do shit to you. You know what I'm saying? We too advanced with the tech. We got all kinds of weapons and shit. What you going to do? Weapons of mass destruction. We can nuke the shit out you, drop bombs on any fucking body. What you going to do to me? We America, my nigga. So he's saying, for no God of any nation or any kingdom was able to deliver his people out of my hand. And out of the hand of my fathers, how much less shall your God deliver you out of my hand? Like, ain't going to be no different. You know what I'm saying? Verse 16. And his servant spake yet more against Yahweh Elohim and against his servant Hezekiah. So they just kept boasting and shit. So he wrote also letters to rail on Yahweh Elohim of Israel. Like wrote letters boasting and shit. Man, fuck out of here. This God this and God that, like that. Like how I be saying, who the fuck want to worship a cow and shit? But your gods are actually fake gods. They're not real gods. They don't hold up the universe. But he's boasting against the one that hold up the universe, because he don't know. He don't know any better. So he's railing on Elohim, the Yahweh, the Elohim of Israel, and to speak against him, saying, as the gods of the nations of other lands have not delivered their people out of my hand, so shall not the God of Hezekiah deliver his people out of my hand. To be more specific, just in case you actually not serving the Most High, you serving another God, we're going to say the God of Hezekiah. You be trying to be more specific, just in case he actually serving the one of Abraham. He want, because you trying to start learning some shit. Verse 18. Then they cried with a loud voice in the Yehudim speech to the people of Jerusalem. It's not Jews, it's Yehudim. Okay? That fake ass Jew shit make you think in the Caucasian people is us. You know what I'm saying? That's them. That's the Assyrian shit again. Anyway, in the Yehudim speech to the people of Jerusalem that were on the wall, to affright them and to trouble them, that they might take the city. So you're just messing with them now. tit for tat, messing with them, bullying them and shit like that, trying to make them afraid, Verse 19, and they spake against Elohim of Jerusalem as against the gods of the people of the earth, which were the work of the hands of men. The work of the hands of man. You got statues and shit. So you boasting against the Elohim who you can't see. We have no image of him. We have no statues that you can bow down to him, because you're not allowed to bow down to any image, because he has no image. But the other gods, they were images. They had images and shit they can break and knock down. So he boasted the same. Even though you can't see him and shit, you ain't got no statues to be like, this your God? No, nigga, y'all God is not a statue, or we can't make him up. We can't envision him or make some statue of him. And my nigga, like, what you trying? So he wanted to look for a statue to break, but he's like, I ain't got no statue to break. But he's still boasting like we have something that he can touch, that he can break of our gods. Thinking that our gods are the work of men's hands. We don't have a God that's the work of men's hands. Verse 20. And for this cause Hezekiah the king and the prophet Yeshayahu, the son of Amos, prayed and cried to heaven. So Yeshayahu was living at this time. Okay. Verse 21. And Yahweh sent an angel which cut off all the mighty men of valor and the leaders and captains in the camp of the king of Assyria. So he returned with shame of face to his own land. And when he was come into the house of his God, they that came forth of his own bowels slew him there with the sword. His own children killed the shit out of him, because he boasted like a motherfucker against the Most High. He was like, man, let me holler at my prophet Yeshayahu, as they call Isaiah. Let me holler at Isaiah, Yeshayahu. Man, fuck out of here. Fuck that nigga. I'm gonna help you out. He called on the Most High. Yeah, I got you. I'm coming through. So the angel come through. Who these niggas right here? Fuck them niggas. I'm gonna take that body right out their self and shit. Damn, what you gonna do? I'm gonna take that body right out their self and throw it in space. The fuck, how you gonna do that when they sleep and shit? So that's what happened. He killed them while they were asleep. Took their body out their self and threw it in space. Your protoplasm, your soul. Took their soul while they were asleep out their self, snoring and shit, and threw that shit in space. And you ain't wake up the next day. Verse 20, destroyed you off the earth. 22, thus Yahweh saved Hezekiah and the inhabitants of Jerusalem from the hand of Sennacherib, the king of Assyria, and from the hand of all from the hand of all other, and guided them on every side. All others, should be an S there, sorry. And from the hand of all others, and guided them on every side. So then that's when the whole situation started happening, and some of them started getting free, the Euphrates, and then they started leaving, and a lot of the Gadim that were already there went and came over here to where we call America today, but it's the land of Arsareth, the region of Arsareth. So we came over here while shit was still going on over here. All right. So in those days, jump down. Okay, we'll continue and then show some things. Verse 23, and many brought gifts to Yahweh to Jerusalem, and presents to Hezekiah king of Yehuda, so that he was magnified in the sight of all nations from henceforth. All right, so they start looking at him like, damn, my nigga, like, yo, who your creator can really fuck people up? Yo, niggas just went to sleep and took their body out their self, like you said, on some hardcore shit, like everybody exchanging words, you boasting, you writing letters boasting, now we battle rapping and shit. Now I said some hard ass shit that was too hard for nigga, my God, to take your body out yourself. Damn, how the fuck? And everybody was like, oh, the fuck, how you gonna take your body out yourself, my nigga? And it happened. Damn, took his body out himself. All them niggas gone. So verse 24, in those days Hezekiah was sick to death and prayed to Yahweh, and he spoke to him, and he gave him a sign. But Hezekiah rendered not again according to the benefit done to him, for his heart was lifted up. Therefore there was wrath upon him and upon Yehuda and Jerusalem. Notwithstanding, Hezekiah humbled himself for the pride of his heart. So he had some pride in himself, being king. So you got to stay humble. Both he and the inhabitants of Jerusalem, so that the wrath of Yahweh came not upon them in the days of Hezekiah. So he was like, yeah, it can be a thing being famous, right? It can be a thing being famous, having a lot of money, having all this pull and shit. You can be boastful and prideful. Forget that you're just a regular ass person that bleed and shit. So he had to humble down. And also because the Most High delivered him, he humbled down even more, being grateful. So he wasn't started off humble, but he ended up becoming humble. So in Hezekiah, verse 27, and Hezekiah had exceeding much riches and honor, and he made himself treasuries for silver and for gold and for precious stones and for spices and for shields and etc. So etc. etc. So he was rich. Ba-da-ba-da-ba. All right, it's not in this one, but and the Most High also added 15 years to his life. After added 15 years to his life, so he knew when he was gonna die. So the Most High will tell you sometimes when you're gonna die. So he added 15 years to his life, and he made a sundial with 15 blips on it, and the complete cycle was 15. So it went around 15 hours in a day or something like that. And there's a reason why he did that, but I'm not going to get into that. But that's what we see here. Let me see if I can jump somewhere else. And all right, this one right here, verse 19. Chapter 19, verse 30, starting at 34. For I will defend this city. Sorry. Let's start at 32. By the way that he came, by the same shall he return, and shall not come into the city, says Yahweh. So he's basically giving them, letting them know what's gonna happen and what's not gonna happen. Like he's boasting, but the Most High saying he's not gonna do what he's boasting about. So just ignore him or whatever the case. Verse 34, for I will defend the city to save it for my own sake and for my servant Dawad's sake. So he said, I will defend it, because Hezekiah has been boastful in his fame and riches and shit. And because he was a king, you forgot me for a second. So I'm not going to do it for you. I'm going to do it for my own sake and for my servant Dawad. So he loved Dawad so much. You know what I'm saying? Which also lets you know he was a man after Yah's own heart. Yeah, it means that. He did it for Dawad's sake. He loved him. Verse 35, and it came to pass that night that the Melach of Yahweh went out and smote. It's a messenger, okay? So it came to pass that night that the messenger of Yahweh, like I said, the Most High used whoever the fuck you want to use, went out and smote in the camp of the Assyrians 185,000. Damn. And when they arose early in the morning, behold, they were all dead corpses. So that's a lot of people. I forgot how much that is. I gotta go back. I forgot the full score. I forgot what that is. I think it's 60. 104 score. Wait, 3 score is 60. I forgot what the score is. I forgot what the score was, man. So I'm sorry, I forgot what the score was. I got to go back into that. But y'all can. That's something that could be some homework for y'all and me. But something to do. I forgot. I used to remember, but I forget because the old English. But 104 scores. So probably like 100 or something, and 5,000. So probably say a estimate 160,000. So 165,000. 165, 75,000, or is it 195,000? So close to 200,000 people. All right. Assyrians and close to 200,000. And when they arose early in the morning, behold, they were all dead corpses. So Sennacherib, king of Assyria, departed and went and returned and dwelt in Nineveh, which just goes back to Tobit. Tobit was in captivity in Nineveh. So a lot of the people that were in Nineveh were from Reuben and Gad. All right, 2 of the tribes. And like I said, Gad are the natives today, because they left during this time when they got some freedom, got some relief, and got out of there, and took a year and a half for them to get over here, and they all left and came over here, those who went. And it came to pass, and he was worshiping in the house of Nisroch, his god, I guess some god that he had, a house of Nisroch, some statue that he built for himself, that Adramelech and Sharezer, his sons smote him with the sword, and they escaped into the land of Armenia. And Asarhaddon, his son, reigned in his stead. Sorry, it was names, boy. These are Syrian names. But yeah, so yeah, his own sons, 2 of his own sons smote him with the sword, and they ran into Armenia. And when his other son reigned in the stead, like, you almost fucked us up. So they killed him, his own children. So that's something for y'all to know. Other gems and jewels to let you know what was going on with us, how we got over here, and the details of how we got over here, why we got over here, because shit was happening and shit. And what kind of shit was happening? As you see, this random ass guy boasting on our creator, trying to, because he want to win and shit. Like, you want to win the tribe of Yehuda. I just want to win. Why you want to win me, my nigga? Let me do me. The fuck you come over here just to win? Yeah, I want to win you and shit. For what, nigga? Would you want to win? A man? The fuck out of here, you gay ass out of here. Another random ass guy in history want to win and shit. Just like in America, random ass people still want to fucking win. But when we come back to the Most High, he just destroyed that shit. And it's just another person in history that tried Israel because they was evil at one point, and then they start getting holy again, and then fucked them up. All right, the time the sentence is up, they don't want to let go. You still want to win. Now you about to die and shit, and don't realize you about to die because you boasting like a motherfucker, sending letters and shit to like, damn, ain't nobody God ever delivered that people out of my hand ever, my nigga. So what the fuck, you the toughest, tightest person ever in the planet. Because you killed a lot of people, bombing people and shit. Hiroshima, Nagasaki, once upon a time in China and shit. You all in the Philippines doing the most. Finally, somebody come out of nowhere and let you know and shit. And then you just not believing it still. Because all of a sudden, you wasn't prepared enough and you just wanted to win somebody. You came rolled up on somebody. All of a sudden, shit just changed. Nobody, no sign of nothing. Nobody was like, hey, yo, this is going to be the day where this nigga got to go. You just was the most boastful person in the whole world and shit, the king of Assyria. And all of a sudden that shit just stopped instantly. No warning, no nothing. You just did that shit and died by your own children and shit. Like I said, you're always looking for a gun and shit. You're always looking at your own people. But it could be your own children, your own family that will kill you and shit because you led them in the wrong path. Your descendants like be mad because what you did to us. You had these people slaves forever, so they get mad and don't be like you when you think they're going to make that shit great again. Make America great, like, fuck that. I'm not trying to do slavery, sure, this is a different time. And you still want to carry that old ass shit. So they'll end up turning on you, kill their own father. So, understand, yo. Education is key. And like I said, it was an all of a sudden thing. Niggas was boasting, battle rapping and shit. Next thing you know, the prophet Yeshayahu come up, well, who this guy? Assyria? Fuck out of here. Fuck that nigga, I got you. They all praying and shit. A messenger of the Most High Yah comes, took them niggas' bodies out of their self and destroyed them off the earth. Nigga, get off the earth, my nigga. Just get out of here. You breathing and shit for what? And so he just got them out of here. You wasn't living right. It's not about your fucking work ethics and how good you are with different trades and skills and shit if you're not living right. People need to learn how to live right so that the shit you know how to do, that shit start to flow right in the economy. It's stupid to have an economy with a bunch of evil ass people, but you need somebody holy to teach morale so that the people that got all these skills and shit can operate with trust with one another. So stop looking at everybody the same, like you need to work and shit. No, sometimes you just need to be taught how to live right so your shit can work right, or your shit gonna get destroyed because it's high time. America is destroyed. You killing old people. You killed Korean women, 63, 69, 74-year-old Korean women. Like, you destroying Asian women for nothing, just because you just felt like it and shit in the spa. Had sex with them and killed their ass. Old women, 74, and you was 21. That's a lot of boldness, yo. To do to other people's nation, like, oh, that God, Buddha ain't gonna fucking do shit to me. Whoever the fucking Koreans serve, that God faking shit too. They ain't gonna deliver them out my hands. And what happened? They died. A random ass guy, me, came out of nowhere and saved Japan. Like, cause my God is the true one. Y'all have Christianity, so you think you can handle it. Let me get my Christian scholars. Anybody you trying to get to come against me is on the false side. Let me get my Christian scholars. They know. No, you don't know. You're just flaky and shit. You are flaky as shit. Reading the shit out English. Once you dive into that Hebrew, you only gonna fuck yourself up. So it's all that, yo. It's all that is what I'm saying. So that's more details on the story, so you can know what happened to these random ass people boasting. They got weapons and shit. They got people and shit, number skilled fighters and all that. You know, kung fu and all that shit. Magic, whatever the fuck you know. You got the bravest, toughest. You rip this shit, muscles like a motherfucker. You can do whatever to anybody. You like, yo, who the fuck is this King Hezekiah of Yehuda? Man, fuck your king and fuck your God too and all that you saying and shit. Sure enough, niggas went to sleep and got ripped out their bodies and shit. Man, fuck, get out yourself, my nigga. Get the fuck out yourself. Kick you out your body. Hey, yo, y'all need to get the fuck out. Fuck you mean get out? Y'all mean y'all just need to get the fuck out, my nigga. Get out. Kicking me out, nigga. I own this. You don't own shit, nigga. Not even yourself, my nigga. Get the fuck out. Kicked you out your body. Get off the earth too, my nigga. Over there. To the left. Just go. Catch the bus. Go the fuck over there. Off the earth, my nigga. Not go off the earth and kick them off the earth, my nigga. Get out there in space and breathe and shit. Kick them out their body and then kick them off the earth. Like, you need to get the fuck out. Kick them off the earth, my nigga. Because people boast too much and what they got. I own this, I own that. Nigga, earth own herself. Gotta come through like I own the whole fucking existence, my nigga. I can just kick you the fuck out yourself and kick you out the universe. Fuck you gonna go? You gotta get the fuck out of here, my nigga. Get out my whole universe too. Your particles and shit that's in my space. You know, you gotta get, all that shit. I'm saying, you talking about battle rapping, my nigga? God is the greatest battle rapper, so shut the fuck up. The Most High, yeah. He's the greatest battle rapper. He owns everything. So anything you say, he can say greater, my nigga. Like I said, my whole throne is deep space. Who is your face in that? You just in that shit. And I'm sitting on it. You know, wherever I think you at, that's where you at. Nigga, get out your body over there. That's where I think you should go. Fuck, they're over there some fucking where. Kick you out your fucking body bag, my nigga. So it's like that. Stop being boastful if you know that the true creator can boast back and really hold it. And really do that shit. So that's what it was. Battle rap, and battle rap turned into you actually had to fucking die, my nigga. So that's what it is. So it was showtime. Oh, we wanna play a God game? Okay, God against God, flesh against flesh. Okay, who's God the greatest? So let's do it. Because when we talk about gods, your whole people gotta die, my nigga. All your whole race gotta die. That's what you did for being in charge and shit. So with that said, I want to say Shabbat Shalom. And he carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land. But they took this counsel among themselves that they would leave the multitude of the heathen. The people that's just doing whatever, worshiping cows and shit. Damn, the fuck is you doing, yo? You just took a shit. Like, why are you worshiping shit that can die and shit? That's just stupid. And go forth into a further country where another mankind dwelt. All right, so it said nobody lived here before. Verse 42, that they might there keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land. So they wanted to keep the Torah here. Verse 43, and they entered the Euphrates by the narrow places of the river. So, okay, Euphrates, where that's at, okay, that's over there by Iraq and Kuwait and them. They could not wait and shit. They couldn't wait. So they couldn't wait. They went through the Kuwait area, down into Euphrates, and bam, here they are, or whatever the case, the Most High Father, which is Grandpa, then showed signs for them. Okay, so he's giving signs in the sky, travel this way, go over the ocean this way, because you can't see land. Ain't no land nowhere. You going so far, you don't see no land, you just going over water. I'm trying to go somewhere where ain't nobody ever been. So that's where you get your movie Waterworld from. I'm trying to go somewhere where ain't nobody ever been at before. So for the Most High Father, then showed signs for them and held still the flood. Okay, go this way, and I'm going to still the waters where you don't see waves and storms at. So where you see the dark clouds at, don't go that way. Go this way. Giving them paths and stuff like that. Till they were passed over. So that was the Atlantic Ocean we call today. For through that country, there was a great way to go. Namely, of a year and a half. All right. So, okay. That's a lot of time. 18 months is a lot of time to be traveling over the water. You talking about 1 month on it. 1 month on the ship. 1 month. You on a cruise. You on a cruise for 1 month. Dang, I've been on this cruise for 30 days. What about 18 months? All right. So a year and a half. And the same region is called Arsareth. So this is not even America. The South is not even America. Ain't nothing Spanish about it. Ain't nothing about it that we made it about. Okay, it used to be a land called Arsareth. The region is called Arsareth. Okay, from Canada all the way down to the south, it's called Arsareth. But people came over here and changed it. That's fine. You can go over here and change it, make it something. That's cool. But that's what the region is actually called. All right, not America, not North America, not South America. At the America Vespucci, a Roman general. No, ours. All right, so that's just the question for Northie. Daddy, how did we get here? And stuff like that. How did the natives get here? How did the indigenous people get here? You know, the Spanish people in the south and those of us that are natives in the north. Okay, and they were dropping people off from the south to the north. You know, because they went along the coast, dropping different tribes chose land. Like I'm gonna get off first. You know, so I'm gonna get, okay, y'all get off first. You casting lots. Which one's gonna get off first, or which one's gonna take which land pieces first, and you're going so far that you're dropping more people off, because you go so far where you can't see nobody else, so you can get off here. So you keep going until all the tribes are dropped off, and it just so happened the tribe of Gadi, which is the tribe of Gad, got dropped off in the north. So the native Indians are actually the tribe of God or Gadi. All right. So, and who's God or who's Gadi? Let's go into it. Just type it in. So simple. Type in G-A-D. It's not Gad, it's God. All right. And that's Ecclesiastes. Sorry. Go to the. All right. So. All right. So Leah and Yaquab. So you had Leah and Rachel, right? But Leah had a son, and his name was God. So verse 11 of Genesis or Bereshit 30 says, and Leah said, a troop comes, and she called his name God. All right, but there's a prophecy with his name. Let's go into the prophecy. All right, chapter of Bereshit, chapter 49, verse 19 says this: God, a troop shall overcome him, but he shall overcome at the last. So again, God, a troop shall overcome him, but he will overcome at the last. That's the natives. Who got overcome? A troop. Christopher Columbus and them. A troop shall overcome him. Thanksgiving bullshit, but he will overcome at the last. How do you overcome at the last? Coming back to the Torah. God is one of the tribes of Israel. Then you got Asher, Naphtali, Joseph. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of sons here. 12 tribes. Okay? So those of us here are Israelites. The natives are Israelites. The native Indians are Israelites. Those in the south are Ephraimites. Okay? So those are the two tribes we know specifically, but it's 10 of them. 10 tribes that came together. So it could have been Asher and Naphtali that came out up to the north with God. You know? And then the sons of Joseph, you know, things like that. Who knows? And then the others could have went to the south, like Dan and them. You know, Issachar, Zebulun, and all of them Zebulun went towards the Philippine area, so they went towards India area. You know, it's like, so it's like all of the tribes went different ways. They split up. You know, some of the tribes went over here, some of the tribes went towards India. But God, okay, and 2,000 years have passed. So you know the path, and so you take a year and a half. So a year and a half traveling, traversing the waters, you got the path, but now it's been 2,000 years since then, 2,000 plus years since then. So now you know the way to get here. So people living here already, you know the way to get here. You back and forth now. It's a regular route now. It's a regular route now. It just take a long time. But now you shortened up the months, because you know the path. So now it don't take 18 months, but it took 18 months the first time. So now you're going back and forth. You got greater ships. You got greater resources to get back and forth. Things are advancing. Now you can go get back and forth easily. Now the tribe of Gad, that are in India, like, man, these people worshiping cows and shit. I need to go somewhere. So you come over here where your brother's at. Oh, y'all over here? Yeah, we came over here back in the time of Assyria and shit. Hosea the king. Remember that we went through the Euphrates? Oh, snap, yeah, the Euphrates. Oh, yeah. I remember that. Yeah, man, you was in India. Yeah, I remember we dropped y'all off in India. They was like, yeah, they eating cows and shit, worshiping, killing us over some cows and shit. I had to get the fuck out of here, yo. They mad as shit over some cows. The fuck out of here. How the fuck you know what I'm saying, got more power than a cow? Cow can't got no hands, no finger, can't build a house for you or nothing, but them niggas crazy as shit. So I'm like, get the fuck out of here. So you did. Now they coming over here today, and India setting up shops and shit. and still mad as shit over some ancient shit that they still like, how the fuck you gonna chase us down because you mad because you want to worship cows over there where you at and you want to bring that shit over here where we at? Like, oh, they ran away because they don't want to worship a cow. The fuck is you doing? So it's crazy. Now I'm eating cow meat to cover for the cows that's being worshipped in India because they need to be covered for. Like, damn, like, yeah, man, these niggas keep worshiping us and shit, man, I need covering. So I'm eating cow just to cover for the cows now because they don't want to be worshipped. Like, fuck is these niggas doing? So that's God. So I just had to show you that. That's one of the tribes. So the troop shall overcome him, but he shall overcome at the last. All right, and that's the natives, you know. And that's pretty much the whole indigenous situation, but the natives more specifically because of Thanksgiving. The people down south, they still have themselves. Ain't nobody take them over, you know. Not really. So I think that's all I wanted to say on that. I want to say something else. No, that's all I want to say for that. So that's all I want to say on that. So I hope that gave you an answer. If there's more questions you have, you know, I can give you answers to that. Just wanted you to know that, you know, yeah, Leah and Jacob, Jacob and Leah, as you call them, Jacob and Leah. But Jacob and Leah had a son named God, and this is that son who specifically is talked about. A troop, Christopher Columbus, overcame him, but he will overcome at the last and get his land back. Now it's for the Hispanics to understand that. You coming over here trying to, like, what are you trying to do? You trying to help or what? Was you from up here and you went to the south and now you coming back to help? Because a lot of us are still here. We mix with the Hebrews, the other brothers of the Hebrews, the tribe of Yehuda. The tribe of Yehuda came last. They came last over here. That's how we know that's them, because they came over here last through slavery. They didn't come by freedom, you know. So we know that's them. But we're all brothers together of the 12 tribes. So why are you acting different and shit? Like, so it's like, yeah, you might got some Spaniard in you, some Spain in you, so you speaking Spanish and shit. But it's like, okay, and we still got the natural blood in us, Hebrews and shit. It's just all Hebrews here. So it's not for you to be acting above each other. We're all brothers of the tribes of Israel together. What the fuck is you doing? So, and yes, you have some Africans came over, and then a lot more people start coming over and shit, stealthing in and shit. But we got to get our shit back, and it's for people to understand this history so they can start helping us get our shit back. Because you're just in our land, but nobody know the history of our land. You know, and like I said, the Most High gave it to us because we were just trying to get away. And the Most High, all right, I'm gonna take you somewhere where nobody at, Arsarif, and you can the land. I'm gonna give it to you. So you traverse the whole Atlantic Ocean with giving signs in the heavens and stuff to get here. That's how people are given things. Sometimes it's not by conquering, as y'all like to look at it. Oh, he conquered this, and how else do a man get a nation? No, you don't conquer shit. The Most High, people knew the Creator back then. It just time passed, people want to copyright shit and make shit their own. So now you disconnect yourself from the Creator. But before, you were given your land because of the Creator, because everybody knew who the Creator was. Yeah, you can get this portion. This land is for you. This is for you. This is for you. You were given signs in the heaven and stuff. UFO type shit. All kind of signs from the heavens. Shit got so fucked up. Niggas want to be pregnant. UFOs just said, fuck out of here. I ain't coming down there. Niggas said, pregnant man. No, I'm way back, shorty. I don't want no signs. Might shoot somebody. So you don't see nothing. All you see is the sun shining in the sky. You don't see nothing else. But it got so disrespectful that they were like, no, I gotta come down here, boots on the ground, toes in the sand, shorty, feet in the grass. Let's see why these people want to be pregnant. Why a man want to be pregnant? So now you looking at humans, but they really the celestials that used to come down and shit, that give signs and stuff. Now they feet on the ground in human flesh. Like, yo, what you say, a pregnant man? How you gonna do that? Fuck out of here, say that in my face. Stuff like that. So with that said, I hope this Torah Parsha was good for y'all. The book of Esdras is considered Torah, or you could just say a ketubah, a sacred writing. But this is a Torah Parsha, and many things I wanted to show about the dreams, and I was able to show that how someone can have a dream, a prophet can have a dream, and you won't know the interpretation of that dream. You just reading it. Then you sometimes are given an interpretation what it means. So okay, so now you understand. And then even the prophets themselves, they are given dreams and might not know the interpretation of it. And the Most High might hold it, or he might give it to them at that moment. Sometimes he might say, write it in a book and seal it up. The interpretation will come in the future. Sometimes he say that. So you got to see those three things, and you also got to see where natives came from, where everybody that's over here now, where they came from, meaning the original people, the indigenous people. Where did they come from? How did they get here? Okay? So this all is sacred text from ancient times. There was no such thing as America, none of that. So we came from Assyria, the area of Assyria, down through the Euphrates River, and from down through the Euphrates River, we made our way here. All right, so with that said, I want to say Shabbat Shalom, y'all. And hopefully that answered your question. And if not, let me know.